Hi guys, welcome back to Aaron's Vegan Vida. So first off, I wanted to mention that my Instagram was rudely disabled by Instagram mistakenly, like in March. I have since then created a new account, so be sure to follow me on there so we can talk one-on-one. You can tag me your creations, we could be mutuals. I created a new Instagram back in April, and that username is @it's Aaron's Vegan Vida. I will be linking that down below in the description. So now on to the recipe video for today. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Mexican picadillo. This recipe is killer. It is super straightforward, super simple, and so customizable. And another great thing about this recipe is that it can be used as a main dish, served with some beans, served with some tortillas, or you can use it as an add-in, like a topping for sopes, as a filler for tacos, on tostadas, endless options. It is amazing. So be sure to check out my description down below for all the ingredients I use today in this video. I do this for every video, and if I use any specialty vegan items, I link it down below so you guys can buy it online if I bought it online, or I'll let you guys know what stores I bought it in because that makes it easier for you guys. But nonetheless, if you have any questions, be sure to DM me on my new Instagram because I will respond to you. Let's get on with this video. Someone's walking outside my window. Okay friends, so first I'm gonna prep all my ingredients needed for the recipe. You will need 3 small potatoes, or you can also do 2 large ones. I'm simply gonna peel them, give them a little rinse, and dice. Preferably try to do small dices. Remember, always slices, sticks, and dices, as Chef Ann Burrow would say. Fun little fact, I actually learned how to cut veggies from watching Worst Cooks of America since I was a kid. I love that show, and Chef Ann Burrow would always say that to her contestants and say slices, sticks, and dices. And every time I cut, to this day, I always say that in my head. Keep in mind that my description always has the written ingredients in cup measurements as well, so be sure to check that out down below. I will also be dicing 1 tomato that will also be used inside the dish. Green tomatillo is also a great addition to this dish. I just didn't add it to my final recipe because I don't always add it, but it's definitely optional to you guys if you like that tanginess of tomatillo. I like my picadillo spicy, so I'm adding 2 sliced Serrano peppers. If you don't like a lot of spice, you can use a Jalapeño pepper since they are way less spicy than a Serrano. But if you do not like spice at all, you can sub for green bell pepper or omit it altogether. But I definitely recommend the spice, you know? I love spicy food. Also using half a finely diced onion. Honestly, dicing onions is probably one of the hardest things to do. I love cutting vegetables, I love cutting fruits, but onions has taken me so long, years to master. There's so many different methods to cut onion. I feel like there's no wrong way to cut an onion. I feel like if it works, it works. And I feel like I finally got it down. They definitely don't make me cry as much anymore, and I don't create such a mess. I used to create a mess when I would cut onions. And lastly, I'm using half a bunch of some cilantro. It adds a nice fragrance to the dish. I absolutely love cilantro in my picadillo. So for picadillo, I make a sauce. Picadillo is kind of soupy. It has a caldo. And for the picadillo sauce, I'm going to use 2 whole tomatoes. I'm just slicing them up so that they're easier to blend. So here are all the ingredients for the recipe. 1 pack of Impossible grounds. The ingredients I just prepped. 3 to 4 cups of water, depending on how liquidy you like your picadillo. 3 raw garlic cloves, also for the sauce. And loads of seasoning. Some seasoning salt, black pepper, chili powder, cumin, salt, and a bay leaf. Be sure to check out the specific measurements for my seasonings in the description down below. And lastly, I'm using some vegan beef bouillon for the sauce as well. It adds such a nice touch to the final product. To my blender, I'm adding both raw tomatoes. If you do not have a high-speed blender, feel free to cook the tomatoes for easier blending. Then I'm adding in my raw garlic cloves and half a tablespoon of some vegan beef bouillon. I will link this specific bouillon down below, but alternatively, you can use the vegetable version of this bouillon. I feel like it's definitely more accessible. Make sure it is certified vegan because this brand makes non-vegan bouillon as well. You can also omit it altogether and sub for more salt to taste, but I do highly recommend it. And as I said earlier, you can add 3 to 4 cups of water. It's definitely up to you. I added 3 cups today because I didn't want it to be too liquidy, but if you're more in the mood for more caldo, more liquid, you do you and add those 4 cups. To my hot saute pan, I added in the impossible grounds and immediately started to break it up into some crumbles. I then add the seasonings so it can start grabbing all those flavors, and just proceed to keep mixing this until it's cooked and all browned. Once it's browned, I added in the onions, the diced tomato, the serrano peppers, and stirred all those veggies right in there. I let the veggies soften a bit, then added in my diced potatoes. And lastly, I added in the sauce that I made in the blender and tossed in the bay leaf. I'm then bringing this to a high boil for 10-ish minutes. Some of the liquid will start to be absorbed and evaporate. That's what we're looking for here. After those 10 minutes of boiling, I tossed in my cilantro and turn down the heat to a simmer on low for 10 more minutes or until the potatoes are fork tender. And there you have it, super easy. This recipe is super tasty and hearty. You can eat it on tostadas, on sopes, plain, or served with beans as tacos. The options are honestly endless. I'm happy to be back. Slowly but surely we'll upload more recipes. Be sure to check out my TikTok, Iram's Vegan Vida, where I post almost every day, and my new Instagram page, it's Iram's Vegan Vida. Both will be linked down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for the endless love and support, and thank you for 15,000 subscribers. Take care of yourself always. Bye.